and made the sliding catch for the third out of the inning. For the Pioneers, for the Cavaliers in the first inning, a hit, but nobody left on base. After a half inning, it's UVA-Wise nothing. Tusculum coming to bat on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Broken windshield, take one.
Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, check.
No, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama. Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, shakalaka, 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 shaka. Scoop, shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
And we're back here with 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Dalton Martin. The pitch is outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. As you've seen, the first inning for the Pioneers, Keener led off with an error on a line drive towards second base and then a walk to Ford. And now Dalton Martin steps in. Martin has hit safely in all 6 games so far this season for the Pioneers. He was 1 for 3 with a double in Game 1 yesterday, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored in Game 2. Batting here with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Two 1 pitches outside, 3 balls and a strike. Brandon Trammell, the right fielder, waits on deck as the rain continues to fall here at Pioneer Park. 3 balls and a strike to count to Martin. Stewart's 3-1 pitch is high, ball 4. He's walked a pair, and the bases are loaded. The bases are loaded for Brandon Trammell, the right fielder. Trammell hitting .348, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. He has 3 multi-hit games this season. In Game 2 yesterday, 3 for 5 with a homer, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored for the senior out of Knoxville. First pitch to him is low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes to count to Brandon Trammell. This one is looped in the air to left field. Backing up is Fletcher, the left fielder. He gets turned around but manages to make the catch. In to score is Keener. Moving up to third base is Ford. As Trammell got a lot more of that than it looked off the bat. It looked like he just kind of cued it out to left field. But he drives it far enough that it's a RBI for Trammell as Keener scores. The 11th RBI of the season for Brandon Trammell, and Tusculum has a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Lewis Ezra, the first baseman, will come to the plate. Ezra hitting .438, a home run, 6 runs batted in. First pitch to Ezra is bounced foul down the first base side. 1 strike to count to Lewis Ezra, the 6'3", 220-pound senior out of Miami Lakes, Florida. Ezra picked up his second 3-hit game of the season in Game 2 on Friday night in the 16-6 victory. He went 3 for 5 with a double and an RBI. Stewart with the set and the pitch. Low in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher Blum. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Lewis Ezra. This one is hit toward short. Kelleher bobbles it, flips to Roberts at second, and that's all they're going to get. Is in to score is Ford, and the Pioneers lead it 2-0 on a fielder's choice grounder. So Ezra picks up his 7th RBI of the season, and the Pioneers extend their lead to 2-0. Jaden Stiegel will bat. Stiegel hitting .208. He's 5 for 24 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. That home run coming last night in Game 2 of the doubleheader, in which he went 2 for 5. The stretch by Stewart and the pitch. Outside for a ball. No hits in the inning for the Pioneers. They had an error, 2 walks, a sac fly, and a fielder's choice. And they lead this one 2-0 here in the bottom half of the first. Stewart with the stretch and the pitch in there for a strike to Stiegel. Stiegel, career .283 hitter with 6 home runs in 72 career games. The junior out of Hiram, Georgia, 5'9", 180 pounds. The stretch by Stewart. 1-1 pitch. Checks his swing. Appeal, no swing. 2 balls and 1 strike the count to Jaden Stiegel. On deck for the Pioneers, the designated hitter Fuzzy Fur. Stewart with the 2-1 pitch is inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1 the count to Jaden Stiegel. Stewart's walked a pair in this inning. Stretch. 3-1. In there for a strike, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Stiegel. Ezra will be off with the pitch with a full count and 2 outs. As the first baseman Campbell will back off the runner. Now he's going to hold him anyway. 3-2 pitch. Bounced right back to the box. Stewart knocks it down, hangs with it, and tosses over to first for the out to end the inning. For the Pioneers in the first inning, 2 runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. 1 inning completing game 1 of our doubleheader. It's Tusculum 2, UVA-Wise nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls. All the ingredients for
We head to the top of the second inning with Tusculum leading UVA-Wise by a score of 2-0. Keegan Ernest gave up a hit in the first inning, but a pickoff and then a nice catch down the right field line by Brandon Trammell ended that top of the first inning. This is Ernest's 3rd appearance of the season. He pitched 2 1/3 innings of relief against Indianapolis on Sunday. Gave up 2 hits and a run in a 9-2 loss. And then on Tuesday at Young Harris, he pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 run, walked 2. Last season, Ernest made 3 starts for the Pioneers among his 5 appearances. He made starts against Carson Newman, Gannon, and King, which were all non-conference games, and picked up a pair of victories. As the first pitch of the second inning to the center fielder Gabe Wirtz is high for a ball. Wirtz hitting .250. He's 2 for 8 with 2 runs scored. The 1-0 pitch is off the plate, 2 balls, no strikes. Ernest did pitch against UVA-Wise last season in a 17-7 victory on March 2nd of last year. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs. That one's in there for a strike, 2 balls and 1 strike. That was the series where Tusculum was hosting UVA-Wise. But UVA-Wise was the home team. They couldn't play on their field, and they played them down here, and UVA-Wise won a doubleheader with 2 walk-off victories at Tusculum's field. One of them was a walk-off home run, I think was by Wirtz. The 3-1 pitch to him is high, ball 4. And the other one was a game where the tying and winning runs scoring in the bottom of the 9th on consecutive hit by pitches. Ethan Fletcher, the left fielder, comes to the plate. Fletcher is 2 for 6 with a home run, 3 RBIs this season. Fletcher, junior, 6'1", 190 pounds, out of Louisa, Virginia, by way of Danville Community College. This one is skied in the air to center field. Kyle Williams will drift a few steps to his left, and he makes the catch for the out. 1 down here in the second. And very quickly, we move on to the right fielder, Gavin Berkheimer. Berkheimer is 1 for 10 this season with a triple.
The right fielder, number 40, Gavin.
He was 0 for 7 in yesterday's doubleheader. Berkheimer is a sophomore, 5'9", 180 pounds, out of Pineville, North Carolina. Attended Surrey Community College. Ernest will throw over to first base. Back safely is the runner Wirtz. We'll keep you updated on the South Atlantic Conference scoreboard today. Anderson beat Coker 4-2 in Game 1 of their doubleheader. Anderson now 3-2 in the conference. That was Coker's first league game of the season as that pitch is in there for a strike to Berkheimer. Also today, Lenore Rhine is playing Queens. Wingate is at Newberry. Carson Newman is at Catawba. That's the schedule today. 5 games, 5 doubleheaders on the schedule as that pitch is fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. Anderson and Coker have gotten Game 2 underway, and that game is scoreless in the top of the first inning. Those teams will all play 2 tomorrow, as the conference schedule this year is Saturday and Sunday doubleheaders, but with the forecast not looking good for Sunday, and they had a window yesterday, they were able to get both games in here on Friday night. The 0-2 pitch from Ernest is high, a ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Berkheimer. Ernest with the set. And the 1-2 pitch. Low just off the plate is Beaver tried to frame it. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. UVA Wise used 9 pitchers yesterday, none for more than 3 1/3 innings. Tusculum only used 3 pitchers yesterday, so the bullpen is fresh and ready to go for the Pioneers. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled, still 2-2. And pitching depth is really what it's all about, especially at this level, especially once you get into conference play. Most teams have a pretty serviceable, solid number 1 and probably a good number 2 as well. But it's when you get into the back end of the series, games 3 and 4, where the pitching depth really comes into play. And even if you can get 3 or 4 innings out of a pitcher like Keegan Ernest, it's 3 or 4 innings unless you need to rely on other guys. 2-2 before that if throw over to first. I'm sure we'll see a trend this season. I didn't look at the games from last weekend where Game 4 of the series can tend to be a bit of a slugfest. The stretch by Ernest. And his 2-2 pitch is looped foul down the right side, still 2-2. Elsewhere today in Tusculum Athletics, the men's lacrosse team improved to 4-0. They beat Lees McRae 17-6. It's the best start in program history, 4 straight wins. Ernest again at the 2-2 and again fouled away. As Berkheimer is hanging with Ernest. Two and 2 the count holds to Gavin Berkheimer with 1 out here in the second. The 2-2. With the runner going, it's hit down the right field line. Trammell giving chase. Trammell near the wall makes the catch. Nice running catch by Brandon Trammell, and back safely to first is the runner Wirtz. A nice play there down the right field line. The second good play by Trammell down that line, especially heading towards that brick wall. It's not padded, so it's not exactly safe conditions that are for Trammell to be heading towards, but especially with that warning track also very muddy. But he hung with it, and he's played down there for 1.5 years now, so he was very familiar with that turf down there, and he stuck with it and made the catch. The next batter for the Cavaliers is the designated hitter Tyler Horvath, who swings and misses at strike 1. Horvath 1 for 7 this season. It was a double. Horvath Jr., 6'6", 245 out of Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, Northampton Community College. Throw over to first, and back safely is Wirtz. Wirtz led off the inning with a walk, and he's still out there with 2 outs. One strike the count to Horvath. Ernest with a long look. Now he'll deliver high. A ball and a strike. One ball, 1 strike the count to Horvath. Ernest with the set, the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. All 4 batting outs so far for the Cavaliers in the air. 4 fly balls and then a pickoff, accounting for the 5 outs. 1-2 pitch is way high, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes the count to Horvath. One of 3 Tylers in the starting lineup for the Cavaliers today, and he goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Keegan Ernest. And he works around the leadoff walk here in the second inning as he gets Horvath swinging to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left, middle of the second. It is Tusculum 2 and UVA-wise nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Off to the bottom of the second inning, the Pioneers will have the bottom third of the line to the plate. It'll be Fuzzy Furr, Jordan Beaver, and Kyle Williams facing right-hander Jacob Stewart, who allowed 2 runs in the the bottom of the first inning, both of them unearned. Furr is 0 for 5 this season, making his second start. The first pitch to him is taken for a strike. Furr, the senior, 6'2", 225 pounds, out of Marietta, Georgia. Went to Chattahoochee Valley Community College. The 0-1 pitch is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Last season, Furr hit .301 with a homer and 20 RBIs. He takes that one up and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. Had 5 stolen bases. The 2-1 pitch to Furr is up and in, 3-1. Furr's only start this season came in Game 2 against Indianapolis on Sunday. He was 0 for 4, but he knocked in a run. 3-1 pitch. Inside ball 4, and Furr draws a leadoff walk here in the second inning. Third walk of the game for Stewart. So bring Jordan Beaver to the plate. Beaver has started 1 game this year. He's 0 for 3. The senior out of Dallas, North Carolina. He started Game 1 against Indianapolis on Sunday, went 0 for 3. And with Chase Willenweber off to a red-hot start, the starts have been few so far for Beaver, who will get his turn, though. Beaver's got a good bat off the bench for the Pioneers. Last year he hit .283 with a home run, 11 runs batted in his first real significant playing time after Willenweber went down with a season-ending injury. Beaver also with some serious slow game going on out there, with the beard and long locks from underneath his helmet. The 0-1 to Beaver is popped up foul. Might be, nope, it's not going to be playable unless it comes back, but it's not. It's going to land in about the third row. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Jordan Beaver. Pioneers looking for their first hit of the game. They had 19 hits in Game 2 yesterday after picking up 8 hits in Game 1. They manufactured a pair of runs in the first inning and hold the 2-0 lead here in the second. Stewart with the stretch. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Blom. Throw down to first. It's off the glove of Campbell, but it will be retrieved by the second baseman, Roberts. No advance by Furr. 1-2 strikes the count to Jordan Beaver. The rain appears to have let up just ever so slightly, but it looks like it's still coming down out there. And we'll be playing through the showers all afternoon. The 1-2 pitch is low and away, 2-2. Those fans that are here are up on the concourse area or up in the underneath the canopy, which covers basically the last 5 rows of the seating area here at Pioneer Park. 2-2 pitch coming to Beaver is low and away, 3-2. Pioneer Park, 331 down the lines, 400 to straightaway center field. Three and two the count to Beaver. The stretch by Stewart. Runner holds. It's a half swing down towards third. Taylor's got it. His throw across is in time for the out. Moving up to second base is Furr, as Beaver's retired for the first out of the second inning. And the center fielder, Kyle Williams, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, will come to the plate. Williams had a big day yesterday. The doubleheader sweep, he went 6 for 7 with 4 RBIs, 5 runs scored, and a stolen base, and a walk. He scored a run in 4 straight. He's hit safely in 3 in a row, and that boosted his batting average up to .421 with 3 doubles, tied for the team lead, 7 RBIs. The junior out of Yuba City, California, 5'9", 170 pounds. Stewart's pitch to him. In the dirt, blocked by Blom. 1 no strikes the count to Williams. Williams attended Sierra College the last 2 years. And time is called as we'll have a discussion here at the mound. I'll update you on SEC baseball. Let's see, Lenore Ryan and Queens playing this afternoon. And get an update on that one. Of course, some of these games we not necessarily sure if they're going to be in delays or not, depending on what the weather is. Queens leads Lenore Ryan 2-0 in the 6th inning in Game 1 of their doubleheader. Queens came into play today, 2-6 overall, 1-3 in the conference. Lenore Ryan also 1-3 in the conference, 3-4 overall. But Queens has the lead 2-0 in the 6th. Newberry hosting Wingate today. And in Game 1 of that doubleheader, started at 1 o'clock, Newberry has the lead 3-0 in 6th inning. And we are going to have a pitching change. As they'll go to the bullpen, will the Cavaliers. Let's see who the new pitcher is for the Cavs. Stewart had thrown 37 pitches. And he will depart. As the new pitcher appears to be Seth Adams. One out here in the bottom of the second. As the Pioneers lead it 2-0. Taking a look at the Southland Conference Baseball scoreboard, as I mentioned, Newberry leading Wingate 3-0 in the 6th inning in Game 1 of that doubleheader. Newberry playing their conference opener. Wingate is 3-1 in the conference. with Catawba for second place, a game behind the Pioneers. As I said, Anderson beat Coker 4-2 earlier. Carson Newman and Catawba, they'll start at 3 o'clock. They're playing a doubleheader in Salisbury today. It is Seth Adams, the right-hander in there for the Cavaliers, making his season debut on the mound. Adams making his collegiate debut, a freshman out of Mount Sterling, Kentucky, Montgomery County High School, 5'9", 200 pounds. And he will go to work against Kyle Williams, who has a count of 1 ball and no strikes against him. And Williams will return to the plate here with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. And now they'll get together at the mound, Will Blom and Adams, to review signs as the runner's at second base. Furr, as he moved there after Beaver grounded out. The stretch by Adams, and his first pitch to Williams is high. A ball, 2 balls and no strikes to count. Welcome back here to Pioneer Park. We apologize for technical difficulties that we had. Seem to have them all resolved now. What you missed, Kyle Williams drew a walk after Seth Adams came in the game to pitch. He walked Williams, and then he walked Zane Keener to load the bases for Bryson Ford, who was batting with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Adams came on in relief after Stewart was taken out earlier in this inning. This one's lined down the left field line. It is a foul ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Bryson Ford. So Furr led off the inning with a walk. Beaver grounded out. Then after 1 pitch to Williams, Adams came on. He walked Williams on a 3-2 pitch and then walked Keener on 4 pitches to load the bases for Bryson Ford. The 2-2 pitch, low and outside. It's a full count. Three balls and 2 strikes to count to Bryson Ford with nowhere to put him. The payoff pitch, way up and in, ball 4. And that is a bases-loaded walk, and it's a run for the Pioneers. I'd love to know how many times this season the Pioneers have drawn bases-loaded walks. It's got to be a lot. They had that game against Indianapolis the other day where they had about 4 of them. Dalton Martin batting was still bases loaded, still 1 out, and Tusculum leading 3-0. Pioneers still looking for their first hit of the game. They've drawn 6 walks and have reached on an error. Adams' first pitch to Martin is up away, 1 ball, no strikes. Martin walked in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch is behind Martin all the way to the backstop. Coming in to score is Williams, and moving up a base are the other 2 runners, and the Pioneers now lead at 4-0. As that pitch went behind Martin, who just stepped forward and let the ball skip to the backstop. Now time is called again. Again, Adams making his collegiate debut, so the butterfly is certainly there, I would imagine, for the freshman. There's nobody warming up in the Wise bullpen right now. 4 runs, no hits, no errors for the Pioneers. As the discussion continuing on the circle, in the mound. Circle, softball term. Martin batting 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at third is Keener. The runner at second is Ford. Trammell waits on deck. 2-0 pitch. Up and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Three balls, no strikes to count to Dalton Martin with the base open. I think at this point the objective is just to try and throw strikes. Ball 4. Another walk. 5th walk of the inning drawn by the Pioneers. They've walked 7 times in 2 innings. And Brandon Trammell, for the second time in this game, will bat with the bases loaded. Trammell hit a sacrifice fly to the track in left field back in the first inning, which drove home the first run of the game for the Pioneers. Trammell with 2 home runs this season, 10 RBIs. First pitch to him, way outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Trammell played 2 years at the University of Tennessee. And last season hit .349 for the Pioneers. The 1-0 pitch to him is fouled at the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Trammell's father, Bubba Trammell, played in the major leagues for 7 years. So an All-American at the University of Tennessee. Brandon trying to do some damage here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Tusculum leading 4-0. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Blocked by the catcher Blom. No advance at third by Keener, who's creeping down the line in case of another ball in the dirt. 2-1 the count. Ezra waits on deck. Two and 1 the count to Brandon Trammell. The 2-1 pitch is way outside. 3 balls and a strike. Trammell no doubt will be looking for one he can drive here. As no doubt Adams does not want to issue another walk. The 3-1 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Big hack, no contact. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There is bullpen activity now for the Cavaliers. As Trammell will dig in with a full count. Payoff pitch. Driven to deep right field. Watching it is Berkheimer. It is a grand slam home run for Brandon Trammell. Trammell got one he could handle, and he lined it over the fence in right field for the slam. And the Pioneers get their first hit of the game and make it an 8-0 ball game here in the second inning. Trammell now with 5 RBIs in the game, his 3rd home run of the season. The Pioneers' 2nd grand slam of the week as Ezra hit the other one, who's now standing in at the plate. As Trammell knew no doubt about that one. And unfortunately for Seth Adams, that may very well be the last pitch he throws today, as the long trip to the mound is underway. And we're going to have another pitching change here in the second inning. Brandon Trammell unloaded on that 3-2 pitch. He had a good hack at 3-1, and then 3-2, no doubt about it, a grand slam, and the Pioneers lead it 8-0. We'll have info on the pitching change for you when we come back on the Pioneer Sports Network. Third pitcher of the inning for UVA Wise will be the right-hander Jeremiah Ball. Ball making his season debut. 6 foot, 180 pounds, out of Dobbins-Bennett High School in Kingsport. And he'll try and stop the bleeding here as the Pioneers have scored 6 runs in the inning and they lead it 8-0. Tusculum with just 1 hit in the game. It was a grand slam home run just moments ago by Brandon Trammell to make it an 8-0 lead. The Pioneers pouring it on here in the second inning. So Luis Ezra will bat. Ezra knocked in a run in the first inning with a fielder's choice ground ball. So Ball will face Ezra as Adams' debut did not go well. 4 walks and a grand slam. 1 strike to count to Luis Ezra. Stretch in the 0-1 pitch. Ezra half swing into the netting above the Wise dugout. No balls and 2 strikes. The protective netting stretches the length of the dugouts on both sides. One of the safety features that's been put in many ballparks in recent years. The 0-2 pitch to Ezra is popped in the air to right field. Berkheimer's got a track on this one, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 down, and then it'll bring up Jaden Stiegel, the third baseman. Stiegel grounded back to the mound, a hard-hit ground ball his first time up. Pioneers, this lead 8-0 here in the second inning. Tusculum has scored 12, 2, 16, 16, 6, and 16 in their 6 games this season. Offense never a doubt with this club. Slow curve in there for a strike. 1 strike to count to Jaden Stiegel. 55-mile-an-hour curveball, according to the tracker down in the press box, in the main press box area. Wouldn't get caught speeding on 11E with that pitch, but it was a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Jaden Stiegel. So Keegan Ernest will take the mound in the third inning with an 8-run lead. That pitch is up and in for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. The line for Stewart, an inning and a third, no hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts. Adams, no runs or no innings, 1 hit, 5 earned runs, 4 walks. 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Jaden Stiegel. Now batting at 200 for the season. 3-1 pitch. Hit him in the back. Got him right between the 1 and the 3, and Stiegel will head to first base after being hit by a pitch, and the Pioneers have batted around here in the second inning. Fuzzy Fur, who led off the inning with a walk, will bat again with 2 outs. Final score, Queens beat Lenore Rhine 2-0. A 1-hit shutout for Queens. Nick Melton hit a home run to give Queens the victory 2-0 in game 1 of that doubleheader. First pitch is a strike to Fuzzy Fur. Newberry and Wingate, they should be close to being done in game 1 of their doubleheader. And Newberry gets the victory 3-1. Tomas Sorcia gets the victory. He went 6 2/3 innings for the win, allowed just 2 hits. The 0-1 pitch to Fur is lined to left field, a base hit. Attempting to cut it off is Fletcher, but he won't before it gets to the wall. Stiegel heading around third. He's going to get the stop sign. And it's a double for Fuzzy Fur, and the Pioneers have runners at second and third with 2 outs. So Fur's reached safely twice in this inning on a walk and a double. And Jordan Beaver will bat for the second time. Beaver grounded out to third his first time up. Coker leads Anderson 2-1 in the top of the second inning in Game 2 of their doubleheader. The stretch by Ball, and the first pitch to Beaver. Slow curve in there for a strike. 1 strike to count to Jordan Beaver. The 0-1 pitch, another slow curve. That one is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Got the Zach Greinke curveball out there this afternoon. 1-1 the count to Beaver. See if he throws him another one. Nope, fastball up and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. After this, Pioneers will be on the road next weekend at Mars Hill for a 4-game series, Saturday and Sunday, 12 noon start both days. No midweek games this week for the Pioneers. Next home game will be Tuesday, March 9th against Lenore-Rhyne. That will be a non-conference game starting at 4 o'clock. Pitch is cued back to the screen. It's 2-2. Tusculum playing home and away non-conference with Lenore-Rhyne this season. Very limited non-conference schedule due to the fact the teams are limited to 40 games and they're playing a 32-game conference schedule. So they had the 3-game series with Indianapolis and a single game this week with Young Harris. And then LR, Lee, LR, and Belmont Abbey, the 4 remaining non-conference games for the Pioneers. 2-2 the count to Jordan Beaver. Ball's pitch to him is a fastball right down the pipe for strike 3. So Beaver makes the first and third outs of the inning, but in between, 6 runs for the Pioneers on 2 hits and 2 left on base. We're through 2 innings of Game 1 of today's doubleheader, and it's Tusculum 8, UVA-wise nothing on the Pioneers Sports Network. We head to the top of the third inning with Tusculum leading by a score of 8-0. A 6-run second inning for the Pioneers gives them and Keegan Ernest an 8-run cushion. Ernest will face Taylor, Kelleher, and Roberts here in the third inning. Clay Taylor making his first trip to the plate today. He takes that one low and away for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Taylor making just his second appearance of the season. He went 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored in a sub role in Game 2 yesterday. And now he gets his first start of the season at third base. Taylor, a sophomore, 5'8", 180 pounds out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Ernest, falls behind him, 3 balls and no strikes. Three balls, no strikes to count to Taylor. And you don't want to walk a guy on 4 pitches when you have an 8-run lead. And Ernest knows that. Everybody knows that. But sometimes, he's been sitting in the dugout for 25, 30 minutes. Needed to get a couple out of his system here. Nothing that a double play ground ball can't cure. JoJo Kelleher's the batter. Kelleher's 5 for 9 this season with a home run, which he hit here yesterday. And then takes a strike on a check swing. Kelleher, sophomore out of Dallas, Georgia, 6 foot, 178 pounds. Go 1 pitch to him is lined to left field. Keener will play it on a hop. And it's 2 on and nobody out here in the third for the Cavaliers as Taylor walks and Kelleher follows with a single. So Kelleher keeps his hot start alive as he singles. It'll bring Brett Roberts, the second baseman, to the plate. Roberts flied out to left his first time up, still looking for his first hit of the season. He is 0 for 12. Batting with 2 on and nobody out here. Hits are even at 2. Tusculum leading 8-0. Ernest first pitch to him is a little bit high, 1 ball and no strikes. Want to know the count to Brett Roberts. That 1-0 pitch is on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Have some basketball scores of note for you here in a moment. The 1-1 pitch is high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Tusculum men and women will be hosting the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Championship quarterfinals on Monday at Pioneer Arena. Tusculum men will play the winner of the game between Catawba and Limestone, and Catawba leads at 42-32 at halftime. That'll tip off at 7:30 Monday night at Pioneer Arena. We'll have that for you here on the Pioneer Sports Network. Ernest with the set and the 2-1 pitch coming to Roberts. Low, 3-1. Tusculum women will be home Monday night at 5:30 against the winner of the game between Wingate and Newberry. And Newberry leads that one 42-26 at halftime. The stretch by Ernest, 3-1 pitch. On the outside corner, 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's no activity in the Tusculum bullpen, but about a dozen guys are standing around, just waiting to spring into action if called on. 3-2 the count to Brett Roberts. Ernest with the 3-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Got him with the breaking ball. Roberts down looking, first out of the inning for the Cavaliers. Second strikeout for Keegan Ernest. A beautiful pitch there, and Roberts gets rung up by home plate umpire Chris Reynolds. Standing in now is Tyler Blum, the catcher. Blum singled in the first inning and then was picked off first base on a throw by Jordan Beaver. Ernest's first pitch to him popped up in the infield. It would be infield fly roll, and it is caught by Ezra for the second out as the home plate umpire invokes the infield fly roll. So 2 down here quickly in the third inning. And it'll be Tyler Campbell, the first baseman, at the plate. Campbell flying out to right his first time up on a sliding catch by Trammell down the right field line. So 2 outs here in the third after a walk and a single. Ernest pitch in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes the count to Tyler Campbell. The stretch by Ernest. And the 1-0 delivery is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. The Tusculum looking to go to 3-0 in the conference. And with Wingate losing Game 1 of their doubleheader, Pioneers can move a little bit clear of the rest of the pack. Of course, it is still very, very early in the conference schedule. The next home doubleheader for the Pioneers will be 2 weeks from now, and they'll host Queens March 13th and 14th. A pair of doubleheaders, 2 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock Sunday. The stretch by Ernest and the 3-0 pitch. High ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Ernest with his 3rd walk of the game, 2nd in this inning. Gabe Wirtz will bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Wirtz drew a walk in the 1st inning. We'll have a discussion on the mound. Pioneers, rest of their conference schedule, they'll be at Mars Hill next weekend, and then Queens at home the following weekend. Then at LMU, home with Newberry, at Anderson, at Carson Newman, and home with Limestone. Now we'll get back to play here as Wirtz will dig in against Ernest with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Ernest thrown 48 pitches so far here through 2 2/3 innings. The first pitch to Wirtz is off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. Wirtz 2 for 8 this season, and he's walked 4 times. The 1-0 pitch to him is popped up, way up in the air, right behind second base. Shortstop Bryson Ford has a beat on it, and he will make the catch, and Ernest pitches out of trouble here in the 3rd inning. A walk, a single, and a walk, but he retires Wirtz on a pop-up with the bases loaded to end the inning. Middle of the 3rd, it's Tusculum 8 and UVA's nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Welcome back into Pioneer Park as Tusculum leads UVA-wise through 8-0 here. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jim Miller with you this afternoon for Game 1 of our doubleheader. Our producer this afternoon is Corey Seswick. Pioneers just 2 hits in the game so far. One of them was a grand slam home run by Brandon Trammell in the 2nd, part of the 6-run inning that gave the Pioneers their 8-0 advantage. This is a scheduled 7-inning game with 2 caveats with that. If this game would go extra innings, all conference doubleheaders this season are a 7-inning game followed by a 9-inning game. If the first game goes extra innings, that will be considered to be the quote-unquote 9-inning game, and then the second game would become the 7-inning game. And there's a 10-run rule this season. In a 7-inning game, it's 10-run rule after 5. In a 9-inning game, it's a 10-run rule after 7. And we saw that invoked last night as the Pioneers beat UVA-Wise 16-6 in a game that was ended in the 8th inning by the 10-run rule. And Tusculum just a couple runs away from getting in position for that this afternoon. They need to get through 4.5 innings for the run rule to be invoked, but we'll worry about that when the time gets here. Whenever you start looking ahead to the 10-run rule, you'll never get there. It's one of those rules of baseball. Kyle Williams leads off the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Pioneers. He walked and scored in that 2nd inning outburst, and he takes a pitch high of 1 ball and no strikes. Williams hitting .421 now, a .593 on base percentage as he's walked 8 times in 7 games this season. The stretch by Jeremiah Ball, and his 1-0 pitch is high, 1 ball and 2 balls and no strikes. It'll be Williams, Keener, and Ford here in the 3rd. Tusculum got 2 in the 1st, 6 in the 2nd. Another big inning for the Pioneers. The 2-0 pitch is inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Had that huge 9-run inning against Indianapolis on Sunday, and then the 10-run 11th inning against Young Harris on Tuesday. The 3-0 pitch to Williams is at the letters for a strike, 3 balls and 1 strike. Yesterday, Tusculum had a 6-run 4th inning in Game 2. And a 6-run 2nd inning today. So those crooked numbers really help supplement the run totals for sure, as Williams pops this one up behind short. The shortstop drifting over to make the play is Kelleher for the out. So Williams retired on a pop-up, 1 down here in the 3rd. The first time in the game that the Pioneers did not get their leadoff man on base. Zane Keener will step in. Keener was safe on an error in the 1st, walked in the 2nd. He has scored 2 runs and has now scored 5 runs in the last game and a half, roughly. Ball with his first pitch. Hit towards the hole on the right side, or up the middle, rather, on the right side for a base hit. Keener gets his first hit of the game, 3rd hit of the game for the Pioneers. As he just shot that one to Roberts' right. He had no shot at it. That's a base hit for Keener, who's reached 3 times. Bryson Ford, the shortstop, comes to the plate. Ford has walked and scored, and walked and scored. He's scored twice. He's knocked in a run. Ford now with a .581 on-base percentage this season has now scored 14 runs. Ball's first pitch to him is away, 1 ball and no strikes. Keener has not stolen a base this season, has not attempted a stolen base. Last year, Tusculum, a very stolen base-oriented team. This year, 9 stolen bases as a team through the first 6 games. The stretch by Ball as Keener hops off first. The pitch to Ford is taken for a strike. Throwback to first base. The swipe tag attempt by Campbell, but back safely is Keener, as Blum tried the snap throw down to first base. The stretch by Ball. And the 1-1 pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Bryson Ford. Ball will come set. Keener again hopping off first base. The 1-2 pitch just off the plate, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Bryson Ford, the Pioneer shortstop. The stretch. And he's got Keener picked off first base. Campbell will run him back, flip to Kelleher. Kelleher will chase him back towards first and apply the tag for the out. 1-3-6 on the pickoff. And 2 outs. Good play there by Campbell. He's taught to always chase the runner and then deliver when you get close. He gets close enough to the next fielder, and he did. And Kelleher was able to track him down running back towards first base. He had ball at the bag to flip to if he needed to. So a 2-2 count now to Ford with 2 outs, and this one is looped foul into the seating area. Almost caught back behind first base, but he'll deliver that one back to the dugout. His count holds 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bryson Ford. The stretch by ball, the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball line to third and caught by Taylor to retire the side. A hit, but nobody left in the third for the Pioneers, and we'll go to the top of the 4th inning with UVAY's trailing Tusculum. The Pioneers lead at 8-0 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you? To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
We head to the top of the 4th inning here at Pioneer Park. It'll be Ethan Fletcher leading off the top of the 4th inning against Keegan Ernest, who has allowed 2 hits but no runs through 3 innings. The first pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Fletcher, who flied out to center field his first time up. 8 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Tusculum. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Cavaliers. Ernest's 1-0 pitch is pop foul out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson and Coker 2-2 in the 3rd inning in Game 2 of their doubleheader. Anderson won the opener 4-2. Next one from Ernest is swung on and missed. Ball and 2 strikes to count to Ethan Fletcher. He'll be followed by Berkheimer and Horvath here in the 4th. Ernest with the wind and the 1-2 pitch. Shot foul down the right side, still 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes the count to Fletcher. Inside corner called strike 3. Ernest gets his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. Or check that, his 3rd strikeout of the game, 2nd looking. And there's one down here in the 4th. Gavin Berkheimer, the right fielder, bats. Berkheimer fouled out to right field his first time up. The first pitch to him on the inside corner for a called strike. Next pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Berkheimer. The 1-1 pitch popped up in the infield. Ezra calls off Martin and makes the catch for the 2nd out. 2 up and 2 down here in the fourth. And designated hitter Tyler Horvath will bat. Horvath struck out swinging to end the second inning. Ernest with the windup in the first pitch in there for a strike. Ernest approaching 60 pitches here in the fourth inning. No activity in the Tusculum bullpen. The 0-1 pitch. Taken for a ball, 1 strike. Harbor Jefferson was the only relief pitcher used by the Pioneers yesterday. He threw 50 pitches in 2 innings. The 1-1 pitch, inside 2-1. The Pioneers still have Mitch McCain available. And a host of others in the bullpen. As Horvath drives this one to left field, Keener turns towards the track at the wall. He makes the catch up against the wall to end the inning. Keener tracked that one to the wall in left field and hits the wall as he makes the catch to end the inning. As Horvath drove this one to deep left, Keener tracked it and then right up against the wall makes the catch to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Keegan Ernest in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, and the Pioneers lead UVA-wise 8-0 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, shakalaka, 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 shaka. Scoop, shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Dalton Martin will lead off the bottom of the fourth inning here for the Pioneers, lead at 8-0. Martin has walked twice, scored a run. Hitting .346 with a home run, 8 RBIs so far this season. Facing Jeremiah Ball, who's not allowed a run, struck out 1, allowed 2 hits in an inning and 2/3 of relief. He's been able to stabilize the pitching situation for the Cavaliers so far. 1 strike on that slow curveball to Dalton Martin. Martin, Trammell, Ezra here in the fourth for the Pioneers. The 3-4-5 batters in the lineup. Next pitch to Martin is on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Martin, the graduate student, 5th year out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. One of America's finest cities, if you ask me. 0-2 the count to Dalton Martin. This one's fouled at the plate. I say that because that's my hometown too. Martin, the all-time leader at Tusculum in runs scored, 183 entering the season. Doubles, walks, hit by pitch. And he is closing in on the career record for hits. He's now at 251 career hits with the Pioneers in his 5th season. Able to take that extra year, and he took advantage of it. The 0-2 pitch to Martin is inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 251 career hits for Martin. Martin's 9 runs shy of 200 for his career. 153 RBIs, 18 career homers, 130 walks. He's also stolen 39 bases, a .376 career hitter. There's not much that Dalton Martin hasn't done on a baseball field since he's come to Tusculum. Except pitch. He's never pitched. The 1-2 pitch is chopped to short. Kelleher is going to have to hurry. His throw to first is late and wide, and Martin's going to retreat back to first base as he thought about making the turn, but the ball hit him as he made that turn, and he'll stay on at first base with the infield single. as Kelleher did all he could. He rushed to throw, and then there hits Martin. Then he slips and falls and does the smart veteran move and just goes right on back to first base, as now Martin has hit safely in 7 in a row. Now it's Brandon Trammell. Trammell hit a sacrifice fly in the first, and then in the second inning, he cranked a grand slam home run to right field. His 3rd home run of the season already. Now with 15 RBIs. First pitch to him on the outside corner, 1 strike. 1 strike to count to Brandon Trammell. The stretch by Ball. And the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Trammell's one of those guys that when he comes to the plate, you watch, because something crazy, something magical could happen on any pitch. And he did it last inning with that grand slam. 0-2 the count to him. Inside and low, blocked by the catcher Blum. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he'll strike out. I mean, he struck out 9 times this season in 24 at-bats. So much like the all or nothing output, but the all is very rewarding. 1-2 pitch. High and away, 2-2. Like most sluggers, you'll tolerate the strikeouts if it means he'll pop one every once in a while. He popped one when they needed it back in the second. Batting here with a 2-2 count. Ezra waits on deck. 2-2 to Trammell. Slow curve is hit foul at the Tusculum dugout and knocked down by the reserves watching. One more game in this series. It'll follow about 30 minutes or so after the conclusion of this one. 2-2 the count to Trammell. Ball's pitched to him. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, got him. So Ball wins that battle. Second strikeout for Jeremiah Ball, and Trammell's the first out of the 4th inning. Luis Ezra comes to the plate. Ezra's 0 for 2. He does have an RBI on a fielder's choice grounder in the 1st inning. That was his 7th RBI of the season. Ezra hitting .389. Martin, the runner at first base, has stolen 2 bases, but do not expect that he will run in this situation with an 8-run lead. First pitch to Ezra, swung and miss, strike 1. Ball has come in and done a nice job for these Cavaliers. They were looking for somebody to eat up some innings and get some outs, and he's done that. He's allowed 3 hits and hit a batter, but no runs. 0-1 to Ezra is hit foul down the left field side. It'll be up on the grassy berm behind the Wise bullpen. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Luis Ezra. Ball looks in for the sign as Martin takes a short lead at first. Throw over there, and Martin is back safely. Ezra with the 0-2 count. Pitch from Ball is breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Luis Ezra. Martin creeps off of first base. 1-2 pitch. Driven to left field. Fletcher giving chase, reaches up and makes the catch. And Martin will scamper back to first base for the second out. Nice play out there in left by Ethan Fletcher, who battled it a little bit at times last night, but made a nice play there for the second out of the 4th inning. Jaden Stiegel will bat. Stiegel has grounded out and been hit by a pitch. Ball now 2 1/3 innings and 42 pitches for the Cavaliers. Pitch to Stiegel is taken for a strike on the outside corner. One strike, the count to Jaden Stiegel. Ball's pitched to him, just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Jaden Stiegel. Stiegel 5 for 25 at the plate this season with a triple and a home run. Throw over to first. Martin back safely. One and 1 the count. Ball with the 1-1. Breaking ball hit to left field. Fletcher will take a few steps back, but he'll have plenty of room. Lines this one up and makes the catch. And after a leadoff single by Martin, the Pioneers go in order here in the 4th. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Tusculum 8 and UVA-Wise 0 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for your
Top of the 5th inning here at Pioneer Park with Tusculum leading UVA-Wise 8-0. Jim Miller with you this afternoon in game 1 of our doubleheader. And the first pitch to Clay Taylor is taken for a strike. Taylor has walked in his only plate appearance. 8 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Tusculum. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Cavaliers. The next pitch is on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Keegan Ernest has thrown 4 shutout innings so far. 63 pitches, 2 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And he would be in line for the victory if he can get through this 5th inning. Grounded to third. Stiegel will circle it, throw across the diamond in time. Nice play by Jaden Stiegel down at third base as Taylor's retired for the first out of the 5th inning. Stiegel did a nice play there. He just went down the line as the ball was down the line. He circled it and came up on it directly rather than trying to backhand it, fielded it cleanly in front of him, and had time to set and throw and get the out at first base. JoJo Kelleher, the shortstop, bats. Kelleher singled in his only plate appearance in the 3rd. He is 6 for 10 so far this season at the plate for the Cavaliers. He flashed bunt and took a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count to JoJo Kelleher. Ernest 1-0 pitch. It's fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike. UVA-Wise bullpen is quiet. Tusculum bullpen, there's some stretching taking place, but some light throwing now, but nothing serious. Again, this is just a 7-inning game. So Only 8 more outs needed for the Pioneers. The 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike, 1-2. The count to Kelleher. Ernest with the windup, the 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Kelleher. This one is fouled away, still 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count holds to Kelleher. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. Kelleher down on strikes, 4th strikeout for Keegan Ernest. And there's 2 outs here in the 5th inning. At the plate now is Brett Roberts, the second baseman, who's 0 for 2 and still looking for his first hit of the season. First pitch is low in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. The next pitch is taken inside for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes, the count to Brett Roberts. And that's in there for a strike, 2-1. Two and one. Ernest's pitch is high, 3-1. Ernest 1 out away from getting through 5 scoreless innings. 3-1 pitch. High, ball 4. And Roberts reaches base for the second time this season. He is a 2-out base runner on the walk. And Tyler Blom, the catcher, will bat. Blom has singled and was picked off, and he's also fouled out or popped up to first base. The stretch by Ernest, and the pitch. Taken for a strike as Beaver thought about a snap throw, but the ball popped out of his hand. 1 strike, the count to Tyler Blom. Ernest with the stretch. 0-1 pitch. Hit in the hole past Stiegel in the left field, a base hit. Second hit of the game for Blom. Third hit of the game for UVA Wise. They have runners at first and second now with 2 outs. For the first baseman, Tyler Campbell. Campbell is fouled out to right and walked. The Pioneers lead this one 8-0 here in the 5th. Now time is called as Blom wants to hand over his paraphernalia shin guard that he wears. Just realizing that UVA Wise does not have a first base coach. Ernest working here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th. First pitch to Campbell. Low. 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes to count to Campbell. Ernest with the pitch is there for a strike, 1-1. One ball and one strike the count to Tyler Campbell. Ernest with the 1-1. High 2-1. Two balls and one strike the count to Campbell. Ernest checks the runners, a 2-1 pitch. Pop foul, it's 2-2. Two balls, two strikes with two outs here in the fifth inning. Ernest with the stretch. 2-2 pitch. Just off the plate, full count. Three balls, two strikes. Two outs here in the fifth inning. The runners will be off with the pitch. Ernest with the delivery. Hit to left field. Keener's got it lined up. He'll drift in a few steps and make the catch. And Ernest pitches out of trouble for the second time in 3 innings. He got out of a bases loaded jam in the third, escapes this one here in the fifth, leaving runners at first and second. Middle of the fifth inning, it's Tusculum 8, UVA-Wise nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop, that is, scoop, that is, scoop, that is, scoop, that is, scoop, shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop, shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
We go to the bottom of the fifth inning here at Pioneer Park with Tusculum leading by a score of 8-0. The 7-inning game and also the 10-run rule now comes into effect as the Pioneers, if they can get 2 runs across in this inning, they could put the game away by 10-run rule. Fuzzy Fur will lead off the bottom of the fifth inning for the Pioneers, facing right-hander Jeremiah Ball, who's thrown 2 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits and no runs. Struck out 2 and not walked a batter. First pitch to Fur is lined into right center field. It's a base hit. Is it going to split the gap? It's going to be cut off by the right-hand fielder Berkheimer, but not before Fur rolls into second with the leadoff double here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Second double of the game for Fur, who's now 2 for 2. And Jordan Beaver will bat. Beaver has grounded out and struck out. 5th hit of the game for the Pioneers. We're out hitting Wise 5-3. So Tusculum gets its leadoff batter on base here in the 5th inning. The stretch by Ball on the first pitch to Beaver. Lined into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit in front of Berkheimer. He'll fire it into the infield where it's cut off by Campbell, but runners at first and third, nobody out. Now Beaver represents the game-ending run. Has some bullpen activity now for the Cavaliers. Kyle Williams will bat. He has walked and scored and popped up. 0 for 1 officially. As the Pioneers can see a possibility of walking this one off here in this inning. The first pitch to Williams is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Ball up around 50 pitches now. Ernest may be done no matter what. There is bullpen activity of the serious nature in the Tusculum bullpen right now. So Ernest may be done after 5. Gave the Pioneers everything they needed. 1-0 pitch is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Tusculum winning by run rule last night in Game 2 of the doubleheader, 16-6. Pioneers had led 12-3. Wise cut it to 12-6. And Tusculum got a run in the bottom of the 7th, 3 in the bottom of the 8th to walk it off 16-6. Ball's 2-0 pitch to Williams is in there for a strike. Top of the order coming up for the Pioneers. Keener on deck with Ford and Martin to follow. Ball was ready to go into his stretch, and Williams hadn't even gotten into the batter's box yet. 2-1 the count. Beaver with a short lead at first. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Blocked by Blom, who's been living in the dirt or mud, if you will, all day today. 3 balls and a strike, the count to Williams. Three-one pitch. Low, ball 4. And the bases are loaded. So the game-ending run is now at second base. And Zane Keener steps up. Keener has reached on an error and scored, walked and scored, and singled. 1 for 2 officially, hitting .312. Or actually, he's hitting .313. First at bat with the bases loaded this season. First pitch to him. On the outside corner, strike 1. 8-0 Tusculum. They get it to 10. The game is over. Then we'll get ready for game 2. The 0-1 pitch to Keener. Off his foot, and that is going to force home Furr with the 9th run. RBI for Keener, the hard way. His 3rd RBI of the season. So Bryson Ford will bat with a chance to end it, as Beaver represents the ball game at third base. 9-0 Tusculum. Stretch by ball. First pitch to Ford. Hit in the air to center field. Tagging his Beaver, not fleet of foot. Making the catch is the center fielder Wirtz. Here comes Beaver to the plate. The throw is going to be late, and the ball game is over. That'll do it as Beaver scores on the sacrifice fly by Bryson Ford, and the Pioneers win game 1 of the doubleheader 10-0. Beaver got in under the tag on the throw by the center fielder Wirtz, and the Pioneers win it by a score of 10-0 here in game 1. 10 runs for the Pioneers on 6 hits with no errors, and Wise no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Tusculum left 4 on base. Wise left 6 on base. The winning pitcher is Keegan Ernest. He is 1-0, went 5 innings, 3 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts for his first career complete game and his first career shutout. Through 85 pitches, 48 of them were strikes. The loss went to Jacob Stewart. He drops to 0-1. He gave up 1 earned run in an inning and a third. Seth Adams, 5 earned runs without getting an out in the second. Ball went 3 innings, gave up 5 hits and 2 runs. For UVA Wise, Tyler Blom was 2 for 3 at the plate. For Tusculum, the standouts at the plate today, certainly Brandon Trammell, 1 for 2 with a grand slam and a sacrifice fly, 5 RBIs. Bryson Ford knocked in a pair. Ezra and Keener also with RBIs in the game. Scoring twice were Furr, Keener, and Ford. Fuzzy Furr, 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. And Kyle Williams walked twice, as did Ford and Martin. Tusculum walked 8 times in the game and was also hit by a pitch twice. And that'll do it for Game 1 of our doubleheader, as the Pioneers win it by a score of 10-0. Game 2 of our doubleheader will start in about 30 minutes or so. It'll be a 9-inning game. And Doug Page will have the call for Game 2 of our doubleheader today between Tusculum and UVA Wise. Once again, your final score, it was Tusculum in 5 innings defeating UVA Wise by a score of 10-0 for our producer, Corey Sedgwick, and everyone who makes Pioneer baseball broadcast possible. I'm Jim Miller. Once again, your final score, Tusculum 10, UVA Wise nothing. Come back in about 30 minutes or so, and we'll have Game 2 of our doubleheader between the Pioneers and the Cavaliers on the Pioneer Sports Network.